And so let's welcome our next speaker from the NDP, the leader of the NDP here in Alberta, Brian Mason.
Okay, I've always wanted to campaign from the back of a train. That's an old-fashioned political trick, but I can do it just as well from here. And I just want to say that I appreciate everybody coming out today on this what I would call the first day of winter, to protest the Canadian forces that are in Afghanistan. And I want to say that I was asked why I wore, by one marcher, why I wore a red poppy today. And that's because I respect and appreciate the sacrifices that have been made by Canadian troops in different actions. But I respect those people so much that I do not think that we should be sending them on a mission unless we are absolutely clear that that mission is in the best interest of this country and the best interest of the country that they're in. And we cannot say that about the Afghanistan mission. At the recent NDP convention in Quebec City about 3 weeks ago, there was a very moving speaker. And she is the youngest member of the Afghanistan Parliament, and one of the few women that are in that Parliament. And I just want to read to you some of the things that she said. Her name is Malaila Joya, and she's the youngest member of the Afghan National Assembly. And she appeared at our convention. And she was elected in 2005 in Farah Province, and has worked to protect women's rights, and is the head of the Organization of Promoting Afghan Women's Capabilities. She brought us a clear message. Foreign troops in Afghanistan have not achieved any fundamental changes. When the entire nation is living under the shadow of the gun and warlordism, how can its women enjoy very basic freedoms, she asked. Contrary to the propaganda in certain Western media, Afghan women and men are not liberated at all. She expressed her sorrow for the deaths of Canadian soldiers and voiced her support for Jack Layton and the NDP as they called for the withdrawal of Canadian troops from Afghanistan. I think if Canada really wants to help Afghan people and bring positive changes, they must act independently rather than becoming a tool for implementing the policies of the U.S. government, she said. She noted that her country needs help to rid itself of corruption and to rebuild after years of violence, but she said that foreign soldiers under this mission are not the ones who will bring peace and stability to Afghanistan. She summed up her views in a single sentence: no nation can donate liberation to another nation.
That's right.
Now, Canadian people have been told that this war is about bringing democracy to Afghanistan, that this war is about liberating the women of Afghanistan. It's about creating educational opportunities for the people of Afghanistan. None of these things are really true. The government that has been set up by the United States is a parliament, as she told us, which contains large numbers of warlords, drug lords, and all kinds of criminal elements. The government of Afghanistan, the Parliament of Afghanistan that the Americans have established, is no more in favor of the liberation of women than the Taliban is. So to say that we are there and fighting in the interests of women and women's rights, or of education, or the liberation in any sense of the Afghan people, is just not true. We are there to further the strategic interests of the United States. And that's why they went into Afghanistan, not to liberate the people in that country. Keep in mind that many American-supported regimes in the world don't have those rights for women, don't have those educational rights, don't have freedoms, don't have democracy, and that has never stopped the United States from supporting and propping up those governments. The real question is this government in the interests of the United States or not? And clearly,
Well, anyway, I don't really need
it's very clear that what they're telling the Canadian people about what's happening in Afghanistan is simply not true. Canadian troops are there fighting for American strategic interests and not in the interests of Afghan women, not in the interests of the people of Afghanistan. And it's time that we got that message out, because we should not be sacrificing the precious lives of our soldiers or the precious lives of the people of Afghanistan, for that matter, for no good reason. And that's exactly the situation we're in. So I'm glad to see that everyone came here. I want you to know that the federal NDP has taken a clear position: all Canadian troops out of Afghanistan by February.
Yeah.